ladies, it's been forever, seriously, like almost a year since I last did any updates on this channel. I do have a different channel, which is a beauty channel, which I'm not that great at updating that one either, but I'm working on updating both channels a little bit more. A lot has changed in my life, and I'm going to try to get through all of that. I'll start from square one. So the last time I updated you guys, I think I did a video last November 2012 in which I told you guys that I was no longer with the person who I was trying to conceive with. Now, an update on him since we're no longer together. So he, I don't know if I told you guys this, but he had a semen evaluation done in, I don't know what month it was. But anyway, at any rate, this guy thought that me trying to conceive was me trying to conceive, and that he would have to do absolutely nothing of his own to try. So his semen analysis came bad. He had bad morphology. Also, another story about him is that when he was younger, one of his testicles never dropped. So he had some discomfort from that occasionally, but he never got it checked out while we were together, and I was trying my hardest. So since we were no longer together, his pain was continuing and things of that nature. I feel so sweaty. Look shiny on here. But anyway, this isn't my beauty channel. I'm not going to worry about it. So, where was I? I'm so distracted right now. Okay, so he finally goes to the doctor and gets checked out for the pain he's having in his scrotum sac, whatever. So he has like 2 or 3 laparoscopic procedures done in which they find out that he actually has a blockage in there as well. Like light bulb, seriously, I felt like I spent so much money, wasted so much time and frustration. I was stressed out all the time for nothing. Like, of course, I still needed my help that I needed to make sure I ovulated, but overall, in the scheme of things, his swimmers were not doing anything anyway because they were retarded. Okay, I'm sorry, that's the wrong word to use. His his sperm were challenged. Okay, I'm sorry for using that word, people. That is not politically correct. I do apologize. Okay, did not mean it. Sorry. Let's take that back. I would start the video over, but I'm not because I'm already distracted. But I'm sorry. I did not mean it. So anyway, yeah, he had special sperm, so I never probably would have ended up pregnant from it anyway. And if I did, it may not have been a viable pregnancy because of his deformed sperm. That probably, the egg would not have been healthy and stuff like that, whatever. So anyway, I kind of felt like I dodged a bullet with that one. Like, there were a lot of nights that I cried myself to sleep about not being pregnant by him. But now, like, looking back, and I know that's how it always is. Like, hindsight is so 20/20. But now looking back, it's like, I definitely feel like I dodged a bullet with that one, because had I gotten pregnant with him, I would not be happy right now. But that's neither here nor there. I am with someone else who I actually met probably shortly after I made that video last, because I met him right after Thanksgiving, and we're still hanging tough. Now with him, he has 2 children already. He wants more. And let me tell you what's odd about this. He is the one who always brings up kids. Like, I never bring it up. Like, let me tell you this. I've lost 40 pounds since the last time I saw my RE last year. And the reason I know this is because I had an RE appointment 2 weeks ago in which I wasn't even thinking about the weight. The nurse asked me to get on the scale. I told her the number that it said, and she was like, "You've lost 40 pounds since you were here last." My RE hugged me, said I was her poster child, and that she wants me to be on her radio show, which is awesome. Whatever. So, I think I was getting somewhere there. So I'm still like on this losing weight thing. So I haven't, and we haven't been together long. There's no rush for me to really start trying to conceive all hard and stuff like that. So I haven't really been talking about it or anything. So he brings it up. I don't even know where to start. So earlier this month, he asked me again about birth control. Like, I know we talked about this before, but are you on birth control? Because I'm worried about my swimmers now. You're not pregnant yet. Because we don't have any protected sex whatsoever. I'm not on birth control. I'm so against birth control right now. Maybe when I pop out 3 or 4 kids, that's when I'm going to be on some birth control. At the moment, no. So, again, I told him, I'm like, dude, no birth control here. Relax, okay? So I told him, I said, well, for this month, I'll try something out. I'm like, no guarantees, but I'll try something. So just to kind of see, you know, what would happen. So I found 2 prescriptions for 50 milligrams of Clomid. I'm going to try to speed this up because I've been wasting time. Found 2 prescriptions for 50 milligrams of Clomid. I'm like, awesome. I didn't think I had any more. So I'm like, what do? Do I take, you know, one of the prescriptions for 50 milligrams? Do I take both? Try to get an appointment for some more? You know, what do I do? So at this point, like I said, I'm still losing weight. I don't want to start obsessing about this yet. So I'm like, I'll just take the 50 milligrams. I'll make an appointment, try to get some more and see what happens. So at the last minute, I decided to take it. Now my cycle started on August 9th. That was cycle day 1 for me. I made the decision last minute to go ahead and take Clomid on days 2 through 6. And I took the 50 milligrams, so I still have a prescription for it. 50 milligrams as well. Now my appointment with my RE was after Aunt Flo ended. So I did not tell her that I took Clomid, which maybe I should have, but I didn't. So, oh well, whatever. I didn't tell her I took Clomid. So she didn't give it to me. But she's so excited about me losing all this weight. I did advise her, which I'm telling you guys this now. My periods used to be very irregular prior to, you know, like last year and just growing up in general. But since I've lost weight, my periods have actually been regular. Like I have a cousin who I work with. We don't live that far from each other. We pretty much see each other every day. Our periods are like right in sync. Like usually my period starts a day to 2 days after hers. So it's like we keep saying that, you know, our lady parts are communicating or something because they're so like right there together. So yeah, I haven't skipped a month worth. I haven't like been super late on my periods or nothing. Like every month it's been about 30-day cycle and every month it's about the same day when my period starts. So no issues there. So she's like, well, since your body is kind of, you know, snapping back, you know, since you lost weight, maybe your hormones are doing their thing now, you know, let's just give you about 3 months and see what happens after that. So she's like, I'm not going to give you Clomid right now. Let's just let you try on your own for 3 months. Really give it a go. You know, take your ovulation test. Maybe even do your temperature. I hate doing temperature. And just see what happens. So, I told her fine. I'm supposed to go back at the end of the month on either the 29th or 30th to have a progesterone test done to see if I ovulated. Now, of course, I know it's going to show I ovulated because I took Clomid. She doesn't know that. So next month, regardless of, you know, if I'm not pregnant, I'm not going to take Clomid. I'm going to have a regular cycle. I'm going to track ovulation, but I'm not going to take Clomid. I'm just going to track ovulation and see what happens. Then I'll have her do a blood test then. If it shows I'm not ovulating, great, because she's not going to give me more if it continues to show that I'm ovulating. So that was that, right? So let me take you to last week. So last week, like I said, I've been working out a lot. I'm actually in a Biggest Loser challenge at my job. I am like leading everybody. So I'm like really on that right now. Like that's my big focus right now. Like getting pregnant, sure, okay. But right now, if I don't get pregnant, I promise you I'm not going to be like so hurt about it as I was before, because that lets me know I can go hard for another 4 weeks and really, you know, drop some pounds. And it's only going to help me more when I go, you know, as I'm trying to conceive continuously. And even when I get pregnant, I'll have, you know, some more pounds off of me before I get pregnant. So I won't be mad about it if I don't end up pregnant this month. So, at any rate, last week when I left the gym, this was Wednesday last week, I get home and I'm feeling some discomfort. Like I actually felt some discomfort in my right breast. I touched it and I could feel a lump in there. It wasn't hard. It was kind of soft. It was moving around. Well, it wasn't moving around when I touched it. It wasn't just like crawling around in there. Never mind. Anyway, so I freaked out. Like, I called my aunt. My aunt used to have breast cancer. She's a survivor. Yay, her. She also tried to conceive for years until she found out she had cancer, then just gave it up. I freaked out thinking I was living her life all over again because I've been trying to conceive. I've not been successful. And all of a sudden I got breast cancer. That was my mind. Like, oh my God, I'm my aunt all over again, you know, freaking out. So the next day, which was Thursday, against my better judgment, I'm on Google and WebMD, which all signs point to either breast cancer or nostalgia. Neither one of them I want, you know, but the nostalgia seemed a little bit less, you know, something to worry about. At either rate, I still was like, I'm going to die. So I made my doctor's appointment on Thursday, and they were able to schedule me for Friday, the following day. So this would have been last week, Friday. So as I'm Googling stuff, when I call the doctor, the nurse says, her first question out her mouth, "Are you pregnant?" Lady, I was just there last week, to be exact, like exactly a week prior. You guys know my last menstrual period started August 9th. Why are you asking me if I'm pregnant? I wish, okay? Don't ask me stupid questions. Okay, I'm sorry, off my rant. Anyway, so I was Googling breast pain and pregnancy, which is very common. Now, this did lead me to find links on pain, breast pain with ovulation, which are least common. So Thursday, I get home from the gym and I'm tired. I don't mean to like fall asleep on my couch, but it happens sometimes. When I get home and I sit on that couch, it just sucks me in some days, you know. Yeah, that's what happens. But anyway, so I fall asleep. I wake up about 9:30 and I'm like, okay, so I did see stuff about ovulation and breast pain. So I decided to take ovulation test. I put on one of my Wanfo internet cheapies, OPKs, and let me tell you, first of all, the urine was not that yellow. I drink water all day, go to the bathroom all day, but from the time I go to the gym around 5 until like I go to bed, I try not to drink any water because I test twice a day. Now, let me say this. If you ladies are out there testing once a day, stop it. Test twice a day. They say you should test at least 12 hours, every 12 hours, because the thing is, you can miss your LH surge so quickly. Like, it's so different with everybody. Like, you can have a really short surge to where, let's just say you're testing every day at noon. Okay, so you test today at noon, you get a negative test, and then you don't test again till the next day at noon and you get a negative test. But your surge happened between the 12 hours from 3 o'clock to, like, you know, sometime in the middle of the night, you know, because they start later in the day. I don't know if y'all know that, but they start later in the day. I had taken an ovulation test that day earlier. Okay, it was very negative, super not ovulating, you know. So it only prompted me to, you know, I already would have been taking one, but just thinking about the breast pain and ovulation, I was like, okay, I really need to take one. So test line was automatically dark. Like, what I tell you, automatically dark. I laid that strip down and that test line was dark immediately. I couldn't even see the control line. Like, I had to look at it again, like maybe something's wrong with this test. Whenever I get a positive for internet cheapie Wanfo test though, I do like to confirm it with a digital. So I did take a clear blue digital ovulation test and I got a smiley face. Now let me tell you this. Last week, Thursday, I was psycho day 14. I was just telling one of my good friends who tried to conceive for a while, who's pregnant and due September 30th. Anyway, I just thought I'd plug that to give you guys some hope. I was just telling her earlier that day, like, yeah, I probably won't ovulate until like anywhere from Saturday to like Tuesday. Because before, when I was trying, on average, I would ovulate anywhere from day 16 and 19. So I definitely was not expecting anything at cycle day 14. Here I am getting positive. I'm like, that must be why my tata is hurting. At least I was hoping, right? So like, maybe this is something I can like kind of write off right now because I'm ovulating, clearly. I'm about to. So at this point, again, it's like 9:30 at night, later, going on 10 o'clock. So, excuse me. I had not seen my boyfriend since Tuesday night. It's Thursday. That was Thursday night. So I'm like immediately sending him a text message like, I need to see you tonight. So text him. He's doing laundry, unfortunately. Okay. So he calls me. He's like, well, there was something wrong with the dryer and yada, yada, yada. I probably won't be there till midnight. Now, let me tell you this. On a work night, any other time on a work night, you tell me you coming over at midnight. You see how close I'm getting? This is how serious I am. You tell me you coming over at midnight, you can stay where you're at. Okay? You can stay where you're at. But on the day where I get a positive ovulation test, you come at any time. Okay? Anytime. So, I'm like, oh, midnight? No problem. Come on over at midnight. I'd love to see ya. So, midnight comes and goes, needless to say. So, it's at like 12:45 a.m. I'm texting him like, you can't still possibly be doing laundry unless you're washing for like everybody in your building. So, he was having issues with the dryer, but at this point, he said his last load was in. So, he's like, I'll be there. At this point, I'm pacing. I'm frustrated. I'm becoming anxious. I'm getting anxiety about it. I'm just like freaking out. And at this moment, I'm like, okay, this is supposed to be a relaxed cycle, like just something to see what happens. You know, really, it was not supposed to be something that was frustrating. And all of a sudden, like, just all of a sudden, it was like everything from all the years I've tried to conceive just came back on me in that one night, like within those few hours. Like, seriously, like you never realize what a weight it is on you until you stop having that weight on you and then you put it back on you. Like, not worrying about trying to conceive is so much more carefree. And then all of a sudden you're having that night where you're like, I know I'm about to ovulate. I need this to happen. And something is hindering you from making it happen. Like, the frustration in that and the anxiety in that and the stress in that. Like, I have not been stressed since I broke up with the ex. Like, everything in my life has been great. Like, you can pretty much see I look different. Like, I've had a total makeover. I lost all this weight. Like, it's just a new me altogether. Like, I got promoted at my job to a manager. Like, life has just been good. So to go through this stress all of a sudden in this one night was just like such a wake-up call. Like, oh my God, I tried my best to like calm myself down, to no avail. Like, it didn't happen until he called at like 1 something and he's like, I'm on my way. And that's when I got excited and was able to calm down. It was like, oh, shuck it, duck it. About to get pregnant tonight. Anyway, pulled my pre-seed out, all that good stuff. I was ready. So he gets over. It's almost 2 o'clock in the morning at this point. I don't care. The next day was Friday, whatever. Who cares if you're tired on Friday? You're already amped because it's Friday. Anyway, so we do our get the baby dance or whatever. So essentially I only got to do baby dance 2 days prior to ovulation, which they say, that's another thing for you ladies. 6 days prior to ovulation is the best time to double your chances of conceiving. Don't wait till the day you get that positive ovulation test. Don't wait till after you get it and then try to do it after you feel that ovulation pain. You still may get pregnant, but it's so much better to already have that sperm in there because the lifespan of that egg is short. Okay? So I got 2 days prior to, and, you know, we'll see what happens. Whatever.